Hey everyone, have you ever let fear hold you back from truly living? Well, I definitely have throughout my life, but that's now changing. Before I dive in, I just again want to clarify that I am no medical expert or have all the answers when it comes to tinnitus, anxiety, or anything for that matter. I'm just someone going through my own lived experience, sharing what's worked for me and what is helping in my journey. So today, I want to talk about something that I think a lot of us wrestle with, which is fear. Fear is so powerful, right? It's this all-consuming feeling that can stop us dead in our tracks. And if you are dealing with tinnitus, that fear can feel even bigger, like it's wrapped around everything that you do. It's way too easy to let tinnitus win, to let it control your life. I know that feeling really well. You stop doing the things you love, and before you know it, you start shrinking away from life. But the thing is, we can't let fear consume us. We just can't. If we do, we lose out on more than just our peace of mind. We lose out on life. The more we say no, the more we pull back, the more we let fear win. Just as I have emphasized in the past about the importance of saying no and setting boundaries, it's equally important to learn when to say yes, especially to the things that we truly want, but fear is holding us back from. When we say yes, we decide to be present and participate in life. Even when it's hard, we start to open up new, positive pathways in our brain. That brings more motivation and more confidence. Something that has really stuck with me through listening to people like Eckhart Tolle, Mel Robbins, and many other people is how anxiety and fear are emotions that live in the past or the future. When we're anxious, we're replaying old worries, reliving past situations, or imagining what might go wrong down the line. It's almost never about what's happening right here in the present. Fear and anxiety feed off the what ifs, and our mind gets really good at creating these narratives that can feel incredibly real. The thing is, our minds are full of stories that we have been telling ourselves for years. A lot of these stories, the beliefs that we hold about ourselves, what we're capable of, what might go wrong, were created in childhood. We've practiced these thoughts for so long that they feel like facts, but they're not. They are just beliefs. And the amazing thing is that beliefs can actually change. It's totally possible to challenge these beliefs, to rewrite them and open up new ways of thinking that can actually make us feel better. One practical step I've found helpful is to pause and notice when I'm stuck in those what ifs or past patterns. Just interrupting the flow of those thoughts by asking, is this really true? Or what if everything will be okay, can bring us back to the present moment. This might sound simple, but it's powerful. It pulls us out of the story and into reality where we can feel more in control. The more you practice this, the more you train your brain to stay in the now, that's when real change can start to happen. Now, I want to share a little story about something that pushed me out of my comfort zone recently. Last week, I went indoor skydiving for the first time as part of a work team building event. If you had asked me beforehand, I would have said there's no way I'm doing it because just the very idea of it had my anxiety increasing. I mean, what if something goes wrong, or what if I panic in there and I can't get myself out? You know, all the usual fears, right? And initially I wasn't even going to go. But then last minute I thought, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to try and do this. Because I want to be someone who challenges myself. I want to take a yes approach to life, even when it scares me, especially when it scares me. And was I nervous? Yes, but I also showed myself that I can push through fear, that I can do seemingly hard things. So we got 2 turns in the wind tunnel, and the first time it was manageable. But then the instructor offered to fly us up and down the tunnel for our second turn. Now I'm sitting again, waiting for my turn, watching the people go before me and thinking to myself, there is just no way that I'm doing that. I mean, I'm typically risk averse when it comes to things like this, and I have never even liked rides. But then I thought, screw it, I'll do it. I didn't let myself overthink it. I didn't give fear the time to take over. I just said yes. And honestly, by the end of it, I felt really proud of myself. Not just because I did the thing, but because I didn't let the fear hold me back from participating in life. And that's what it's about, not about the skydiving itself, but about saying yes to life whenever we can. Fear, anxiety, tinnitus, or whatever you're struggling with, they don't get to run the show unless we let them. I've let tinnitus, anxiety, OCD all make decisions for me in the past. I've let it shrink my world, but I've also learned that it doesn't have to define me. I don't have to keep giving it that power. And if you struggle with any of these things, I know how easy it is to fall into the habit of saying no. We end up pulling back, isolating ourselves in fear that certain activities will make things worse or that we just won't be able to cope. But the more we say yes to the things that give us joy, that bring us back into the world, the more color we invite back into our lives. And after going through so much doom and gloom with things like tinnitus, anxiety, or whatever it might be, we desperately need that color. Even if it makes something like tinnitus a little worse, remember that tinnitus fluctuates. It comes and goes, and that's perfectly okay. What's important is that you're still living your life and participating in the things that truly matter to you. We can't let the fear of tinnitus steal our joy. It's also important to remember that our brains are wired to keep us in our comfort zones because they want us to be safe. So when something feels new or risky, it's natural to want to pull back and say no. But here's the thing, the moments that make us feel the most alive, the ones that bring us the most joy and connection, are almost always when we say yes to the things that deep down we want to say yes to, but might make us feel fearful. It opens up opportunities for new experiences, meeting new people, and creating memories we'll carry with us. And yes, it's not always easy. It's way more comfortable to stick with the routine, to do what's familiar. But those familiar things can make life feel a bit more mundane and a bit stuck. Saying yes, even when it's uncomfortable, pulls us out of that and into a place where life feels bigger, more colorful, and more connected. Yes, there will be days, as I said, when it's hard, when you just don't feel up to it, and that's okay. It's okay to have days where you're not ready or where you need to take a step back. I have those days too. I'm still learning how to challenge myself to say yes more often, and it's a journey. But I'm excited about this journey, about seeing where saying yes can take me. Saying yes doesn't have to be about big, crazy adventures all the time. Sometimes it's just saying yes to showing up, to connecting with others, or to trying something new, even if it's small. Those small yeses add up, and over time, they build momentum. I've also made a new friend lately, and over the last few months, they've invited me to some things that I either haven't done in ages or never tried at all. You know, and at times my brain instantly wants to go, that makes me a little nervous, but you know what? I've just said yes anyway. And every time I have ended up having the best time, and I feel so glad that I went or that I tried something new. That's the magic of saying yes. It opens up so many moments of joy and connection that we might have missed. That's why I want to challenge you and myself to keep saying yes, to get through the fear, to push back, and to take control. Say yes to the things that deep down you want to say yes to, but that fear might be holding you back from. With tinnitus and anxiety, it's all about acceptance of what is. but then you've got to move through it. We can't control everything, but we can control how we respond. Even on the bad days, even when the fear feels like too much or the ringing is loud, we can still say yes to something. We can still participate. So next time fear creeps in, next time you're thinking, what if it goes wrong? I challenge you to ask yourself, what if everything will be okay? Because it just might be. And even if it's not, you will be okay anyway, because you are a strong person and we can all do hard things. You've got this. Thank you for watching this video. If you are enjoying or finding any value in my content, then I'd really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button as well as liking this video, as it will continue to support me to grow this channel. Remember to stay strong, stay present, and say yes to life whenever you can. Fear doesn't get to control us, we do. So go out there, take some baby steps, and say yes to the life that you want to live. And as always, stay hopeful. I'll see you in the next video.